Okay, so for problem number 2 on the HL review, for part A, it gives you this, and then it asks you to integrate it. So the only way to do this is to use substitution. And so I said that u is equal to 1 over cosine theta, which makes du over d theta sine theta, because negative cosine is sine, because cosine is negative sine, which makes du sine theta times d theta, because you multiply it over to the other side. So when you plug in the du and the u values, you get the antiderivative of du over u. So then when you antiderive this, it would be a natural log of u plus the constant c. And then when you plug u back in, which is 1 minus cosine theta, you get natural log of 1 minus cosine theta plus c. And that is the answer for part A. And then for part B, it gives you the same equation, but it gives you boundaries, a to pi over 2. And it says that it's equal to 1/2. And it says that a is between pi over 2 and pi. So it's asking you to find a. So then we already know the antiderivative because we solved it for part A. So we take that and we plug in the boundaries. So when we plug in a, we get natural log of 1 minus cosine a minus, and then when we plug in pi over 2, natural log of 1 minus cosine pi over 2, which is equal to 1/2. And then you start simplifying it. So you leave this part the same because you don't know what a is. But you know that cosine of pi over 2 is 0, so 1 minus 0 is 1. And that's equal to 1/2. And you know that natural log of 1 is 0, so then you get natural log of 1 minus cosine of a is equal to 1/2, because this cancels out. And then, in order to find a, we know that the base here is e, so it's natural log of e to this. So if you want to write it as an exponent, you write it as e to the 1/2 power is equal to 1 minus cosine a. So then when you do that, you can subtract 1 to the other side because we're trying to separate a. So it becomes e to the 1/2 power minus 1 is equal to negative cosine of a. So then in order to find a, you do negative arc of cosine, which will give you a. And then if you enter this into your calculator, you should get approximately 2.28, and that is the value of a and the answer to part B of number 2.